I'm out running errands. I had to listen to the end of the Fever game as I was driving, but I can't help myself. I just got to post something about Caitlin Clark. She is back, baby. And did all of us ever miss her? Whether you'll admit it or not, you had to miss this because she starts off her sophomore WNBA season with an MVP statement that's going to resound around the WNBA. An opening game.
Like it or not, this had to be noticed. Her second year in the WNBA begins with an MVP caliber performance that will echo throughout the league. A season-opening triple-double 20-. Caitlin Clark didn't merely defeat the Chicago Sky, she overpowered them, guiding her squad to a crushing 93-58 victory while recording an impressive 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in the first game. Former skeptics now label her as the leading candidate for the 2025 MVP award, with even established stars like Asia Wilson watching in amazement.
Triple-double, 20, 10, and 10, with only 3 turnovers, which was a real leap from last year when she shattered the all-time WNBA record for turnovers. But she also shattered everybody's psyche last year because you just couldn't take your eyes off her. And now, look, as much as I like the rest of the WNBA, I can go on. Asia and Kelsey Plum had a great game last night. Hi, Kelsey. And I can just, Stewie, and I can go on and on. The WNBA is loaded. The W is loaded with talent.
The betting markets reflect this shift. Current WNBA MVP odds from BetMGM show Clark leading at +195, with Asia second at +200, followed by Nafisa, Brianna, and Sabrina. Commentators from gambling experts to sports networks are discussing Clark's second season, and the excitement continues growing louder. Clark's journey seems almost fictional. Just 12 months ago, imagining her in MVP discussions seemed far-fetched. She was described as gifted but unpolished, someone with potential, certainly, but also prone to beginner errors. Critics wondered if her uninhibited style could transition from college dominance to professional success.
It is highly watchable. But there's only one player who moves my needle every time she plays. One player that I say appointment viewing for that game and that game and that game. I've already checked out next week. Is Caitlin Clark. Today,
her rookie campaign was unpredictable. Clark broke 64 franchise and league records, including the single-season assist mark for a first-year player. However, she also led all rookies in turnovers, setting an unwanted record, and finished 4th in MVP voting. Instead of relaxing after her rookie season, Clark transformed herself. Video showed she added significant muscle. She spent the summer strengthening, refining her decision-making, and arrived at training described by teammates as relentless. Reports highlighted her improved conditioning, and her added strength was apparent in her willingness to drive through contact rather than avoiding it. Critics who pointed to her slim frame and league-high turnovers as evidence she'd struggle were now reconsidering. A stronger, more focused Clark was prepared to silence doubters.
She dropped my jaw about 5 times with incredible wizard bounce passes to teammates for wide open layups. And I said, how do you see that? How do you know that? We're talking about gifted passer, more gifted than I saw at Iowa. And then she hit a couple of logos today. She's fearless. She'll launch from anywhere.
All that preparation culminated in her season opener where she exceeded expectations. A triple-double in her sophomore debut was remarkable enough, but it wasn't just the statistics. It was how she controlled the game's tempo. Clark dismantled the Sky with exact passes, perfectly timed movements, and unstoppable three-pointers that seemed to defy physics. Watching her that evening, the term rookie felt like it belonged to someone else entirely. Supporters noticed, and so did experts. The same voices that had questioned her ability to adjust were now offering praise. She looks like a 5-year veteran, one ESPN analyst remarked. Her basketball intelligence was clearly displayed tonight. She seems to anticipate plays 2 steps ahead of everyone else.
She made 4 threes, and they seem even farther than they are because she jump shoots them the way the guys do. She's a Steph Curry of a jump shooting 3-point shooter. She's not set shooting. She's not feet on floor. She jumps and launches with strength. She looked a little fresher. I think she looked a little stronger than she looked last year. Obviously, she got thrown right into the fire coming right out of the NCAA tournament run all the way to the finals. So
social networks exploded with highlights of her performance, with fans calling it the most thrilling WNBA debut this season. One comment perfectly captured the moment. This isn't merely a sophomore improvement, this is Caitlin Clark's league now. Clark's display wasn't just about impressive numbers, it signaled change. Her improved decision-making shows she's no longer that turnover-prone rookie. Her increased strength and composure prove she can handle the league's physicality, transforming a previous weakness into an advantage.
I was relieved for today that she could actually take a break, heave a sigh, and come back and play basketball at the highest level. She's just entering her prime. My God, it was a tour de force today. They blew away Angel Reese's team by 35. Obviously, they've added several stars. Joanna Bonner, I could go on. She became, the third overall scorer in the history of the league. And Caitlin's over there arguing not only to get her bucket, but to get Caitlin her rebound.
Beyond one game against the Sky, it's about the impression when watching her play. She commands attention whenever she's competing. She started somewhat slowly, but quickly gained momentum. The Chicago Sky didn't just lose, they collapsed, and Clark orchestrated every aspect of their downfall. The Fever delivered a decisive 93-58 win that felt less like a competition and more like a declaration. This team isn't the bottom dweller of the WNBA anymore. Clark was clearly the designer of their dominance. A triple-double in her sophomore opening game. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, only 3 turnovers. Perfect from the free throw line at 4 for 4. Adding 4 blocks and 2 steals to complete an outstanding performance. What's remarkable isn't just accumulating those statistics. It's how effortless she made everything appear. From start to finish, Clark controlled every aspect of play, leaving the Sky scrambling to keep pace.
For triple-double. This is what gets me about Caitlin Clark. In the social media age, she's not social media. She's got no flash, no dash on social media. She's got no, I don't know what I just turned on here. Oh, I don't know what it is, but I turned on some light here. I'm not sure what it is. But the point is, she's...
The contest had several notable moments, but one significant incident occurred in the second quarter. Frustrated after several missed defensive rotations, Angel Reese committed an obvious hard foul on one of Clark's teammates. Shortly after, Clark fouled Reese and surprisingly received a flagrant call. The arena tension immediately increased, but what stood out wasn't just the foul itself. Aaliyah Boston immediately intervened, defending her teammate and letting Reese know she wouldn't tolerate such behavior. That moment perfectly illustrated the Fever's team chemistry. They weren't simply playing for victory, they were playing for each other. Then came the three-pointers, deep contested shots that had some fans joking she was auditioning for Golden State. Clark's shooting range was one of her biggest college highlights, and now it's officially causing problems at the professional level. Whenever Chicago attempted to respond, Clark either found an open teammate with a cross-court pass or launched another decisive shot from distance.
Is because I'm also seeing the betting odds now for WNBA MVP. And if you guys look at these MVP odds from BetMGM, Caitlin Clark is leading at plus 195, Asia second at plus 200, then Nafisa, then Brianna, then Sabrina.
While Clark's performance grabbed headlines, her teammates deserve significant credit for making everything work on both offense and defense. Boston was a defensive barrier, accumulating 5 blocks, and Natasha Howard's persistent play around the perimeter made driving lanes non-existent for the Sky. Together, they gave Clark one huge benefit: freedom. Without needing to worry about defensive responsibilities, Clark could concentrate on offensive attacks, and the results speak for themselves. The Fever also displayed impressive bench depth with players like Lexi Hull hustling hard, securing 9 rebounds, and maintaining energy when the game might have slowed down. For the Sky, it was a disastrous game. They shot under 30% from the field and barely managed 22% from three-point range. Angel Reese, expected to be crucial for Chicago, grabbed an impressive 17 rebounds but struggled offensively, scoring just 5 points while committing 5 turnovers. The frustration was visible. By the time Clark and the Fever established a 30-point advantage, the Sky had no solutions.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm getting real crazy in this one, man. Caitlin Clark with the phenomenal performance, bro. Oh my goodness.
Some analysts questioned Chicago's inability to adjust their defensive strategies, particularly when Clark gained momentum from distance and operated the pick and roll with deadly efficiency. Combined with questionable lineup decisions, they didn't merely lose, they were thoroughly outplayed. Clark's sudden MVP buzz has fans excited, but this rapid rise isn't welcomed by everyone in the league. A'ja Wilson, the current MVP and face of WNBA excellence, finds herself in an unusual position. She's worked for years to establish her legacy, guiding her team to playoffs and becoming the standard for MVP performance. But now Clark, just beginning her second season, is already being given the keys to the league's narrative.
The door of first team All-W and top 5 finish in MVP voting. I don't think she's knocking on the floor of first team. I think she's in there. And I'm going to go out on a limb right here and say that she is top 3. My top 3, A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and Napheesa Collier.
It's reasonable to wonder if this attention bothers veterans, especially Wilson, who has been central to that conversation for so long. Clark's quick ascension isn't just changing fan perceptions, it's shifting media focus. Since Clark's triple-double against Chicago, analysts have been naming her the MVP frontrunner. Some even boldly declared, "Caitlin Clark is my MVP." That's a significant statement after just one game, especially when Wilson, the two-time MVP, continues dominating. Betting statistics show Clark receiving 23% of MVP wagers this season, placing her at the top. Rumors circulate about Wilson's reaction to these sudden media shifts. Some suggest the constant discussion about Clark must be frustrating, not because Wilson lacks confidence, but because the coverage seems somewhat exaggerated.
The videos from the workouts that she has put on quite a bit of muscle, so it seems like she is taking all of these things.
Supporters have even suggested it's disrespectful how Clark's prominence overshadows veterans. Sources indicate that last year, some players didn't take Clark seriously, even resenting the attention she received before proving herself in the WNBA. What makes Clark's rise particularly unique is how it contrasts with other stars' public engagement. Clark rarely creates controversy on social media. She remains focused, understated, and lets her performance speak for itself. According to sources, she avoids seeking attention away from the court.
But I don't think that a lot of fans realize how much having this offseason, this entire offseason, is going to help her going into her second year.
That's what attracts viewers. They watch for her skills and competitive spirit. She doesn't need dramatic posts or flashy social media to draw attention. When Caitlin steps onto the court, excitement builds naturally. Since Clark joined the league, venues have been filling up, television ratings climbing, and even bookmakers factoring her impact into betting lines. Interestingly, players who once dismissed her are changing their attitudes. Now, they're openly acknowledging how she's attracting new audiences to the WNBA. She's benefiting not just herself, but helping the league grow. Clark's breakthrough isn't happening in isolation. Her rise to MVP form relates as much to the Fever's offseason changes as to her individual talent. The team didn't merely add players, they restructured around a winning formula. Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham brought championship experience and toughness, elements the Fever badly needed last season.
So let's start with our 2025 WNBA MVP, and that has to go to the one and only Caitlin Clark. You can say I'm glazing, you can say I'm hyping her up too much, but I truly think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season.
Stephanie White's appointment as head coach might be the most crucial move. She improved the Fever's offense, which previously suffered from inconsistency and too many unnecessary turnovers. With White, the strategy is clear. Allow Clark to utilize her strengths. That structure enables Clark to excel as both playmaker and scorer, something missing during the Fever's chaotic rookie season. Then there's Aaliyah Boston anchoring the defense. Her ability to anticipate plays and stop scoring threats gives Clark freedom to operate without worrying about defensive shortcomings. That partnership was clearly displayed in the Chicago Sky game. This enhanced roster makes Clark's MVP case increasingly difficult to ignore.
Ooh, love it what she was doing out there. She went 6 for 13, 4 for 8, shot brilliantly from the floor. Brilliantly. Started slow a little bit, but picked it up and look.
Clark is transforming perceptions about the league. Her triple-double against the Chicago Sky wasn't just a victory. It established the tone for a season that feels like a turning point. Fans are attending games. Television ratings are increasing. The Fever's revamped roster and coaching staff position her to maintain this momentum. Could this be the breakthrough moment the WNBA has been anticipating? Will Clark maintain the MVP favorite status, or will veterans challenge her position? This season's drama is only beginning.
Phenomenal. 4 for 8 from the 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Took care of the line. 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 20 points. Come on, man. MVP. MVP. Come on, man. Yeah, I know y'all sick of me already. 4 blocks. 4 blocks. 2 steals. Oh, my gosh.
Caitlin Clark delivered an impressive performance with 27 points and 11 assists, yet the Indiana Fever suffered a narrow home defeat to the Atlanta Dream 91-90 on Tuesday. Clark continues to show remarkable talent, achieving the highest number of 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, despite only playing her second professional season's second game, according to Associated Press writer Tim Reynolds. Nevertheless, Indiana struggled defensively against Atlanta's offense, spearheaded by Brittany Griner, 21 points, 8 rebounds, and Ryan Howard, 20 points. The Fever found themselves behind 89-80 with 4:09 on the clock, but mounted a 10 surge to grab a 90-89 advantage with just 21.1 seconds left. Howard subsequently drew a foul while shooting and sank both free throws. Following an Indiana timeout, Fever forward Natasha Howard attempted a potential winner, but Dream forward Nia Coffey blocked the shot. Howard secured her own rebound and tried a 12-foot baseline jumper, but missed the game-deciding attempt. Atlanta collected the rebound and used the final 3 seconds while avoiding Indiana's fouling attempts to extend play to secure victory.
Boston looking good after the slump of the 0-3 start. Looking phenomenal, man. Love what she was doing out there. Showing everybody, hey, do not trade me. Don't say another thing about trading me, or this is going to happen.
Clark continued her strong showing after recording 20 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds in a commanding 93-58 home triumph over the Chicago Sky in Saturday's season opener. Yet the outcome differed this time, as Indiana couldn't contain Atlanta's offense, particularly during a 32-point third quarter that gave the Dream a 76-65 edge entering the fourth. Ryan Howard notably connected on 3 triples during the third period. Clark heated up in the fourth quarter, hitting consecutive 3-pointers to reduce Atlanta's lead to 80-76. She made 5 3-pointers overall, but Griner responded with a strong fourth quarter, scoring 2 layups while Indiana's shooting cooled mid-quarter. The 10-time WNBA All-Star is playing her debut season with Atlanta after spending 11 years with the Phoenix Mercury.
Here, Bonner comes up with a steal. The veteran off to the races. Given some space. Barges in and gets denied by Boston.
Really disappointing defeat for the Indiana Fever today. I really thought they were going to pull it off. But wow, there's a ton to discuss about this matchup. Let's dive into it. But first, please smash that like button if you enjoy this content. Don't forget to join the channel. We're aiming for 24.4K subscribers. If you can help with that, I'd really appreciate it. And make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get started. So basketball is truly a game of momentum shifts. And honestly, I need to give credit to the Atlanta Dream. They did an excellent job stopping those momentum shifts. They made it incredibly difficult for the Fever to dominate inside. I knew that would be the main strategy for Atlanta. Attack the paint repeatedly. They used the same approach against the Mystics. And exactly what happened in the last quarter was predictable. Pass it down to Brittany Griner to secure the win. I saw it coming. They did identical things against the Mystics. I knew depending on Griner, her energy would eventually fade and she'd start missing those well-defended shots. And that started happening. Indiana had the perfect opportunity to win the game. They just couldn't execute in those crucial moments. And seriously, Howard, you've got to make those free throws. Come on now. Free throws are absolutely crucial. First, the clock stops, so you're getting points while time isn't running. That's perfect when you're trying to catch up. Second, they're uncontested shots. Nobody's guarding you. You can take your time, do your pre-shot routine, whatever makes you comfortable, and then shoot without anyone challenging you. You must capitalize on those chances.
Lexi Hole, man. Lexi. Shot 40% from the floor. Didn't make a three. Need her to get more confident. All right. Need her to get more confident. But I like how she was hustling for the second chance buckets. Second chance, Lexi Hole. Look.
I'm not placing all blame on Howard for the loss, but seriously, that final play with 9.4 or 9.7 seconds left on the clock, there's no way Stephanie White drew up a play for Natasha Howard. I don't understand that decision. I mean, we're talking about Natasha Howard, who was struggling from the free throw line, right? The same Howard who was cold during those crucial final minutes of the fourth quarter. That Natasha Howard. Come on now. You relied on Howard when you have Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, who shot 9 for 20, went 5 for 11 from three-point range, scored 27 points with 11 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. This talented Caitlin Clark is on your squad and she doesn't get the final shot attempt. I think there was plenty of time to get the inbound pass, create space, run some two-player action with Clark and Boston to see what developed. I would have preferred giving it to Boston to finish. The way she was scoring over Griner was impressive. She was dominating Griner. Boston was playing like she was 6'11" out there. But instead you pass to Howard? You have 3 players scoring 20+ points and you choose Howard? I don't get it. I believe Stephanie White is an outstanding coach, truly exceptional. But that decision there had me confused. I was like, what? Why would we go with Natasha Howard? Bonner didn't perform well today. Didn't look good at all. I appreciate her defensive effort and energy, but I wasn't impressed with her performance today. I don't mind scoreless games from her, but you need to do something to disrupt the opposing offense. You need to make an impact, shift momentum somehow. She's done that in previous games I've watched. She needs to bring that same impact. I want to acknowledge the Indiana Fever Post players. They did an excellent job containing and trying to slow down Atlanta's big, at least attempting to slow them down, wearing them out, whatever you want to call it. They did great, putting Indiana in a position where Atlanta was relying on a tired Brittany Griner who wasn't scoring as efficiently as earlier in the game. They did well wearing her down, switching defenders, trying to draw her outside. Good strategy there.